Hello, good evening. Welcome. This is Hot Edition. We're live from a news about Desawe Kanda. Also live on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale. We're live on W93.5 in Wa and beyond this evening. Electoral Commission considers rerun as last option for stalled Abuma North coalition. As Deputy Chair of the Electoral Commission briefs Parliament, we're going to cross over live to bring you an update of the Electoral Commission's engagement with members of Parliament live as we speak in Parliament. Also, this evening, Coalition Against Illegal Mining expresses disappointment in what it describes as government's lack of commitment to revoking LI 2462 as the amended LI comes into effect today. Meanwhile, the group is demanding swift investigations into alleged involvement of some NDC bigwigs in Galamsey operations. Stay with us. We've got details for you here on Hot Edition. We're also live on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale and on W 93.5 in Wa and beyond. Also, fuel prices drop again due to competition. Petrol selling as of today at 10 cedis 75 pesos. We've got updates of that in the world of business shortly. Plus, in politics, over 60 members of Parliament stormed Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's office to support his bid for the 2028 election as the party's flag bearer. We'll tell you what political analysts say about this development in the NPP. Let's settle for a summary of the news now. Christabel Success Trevor is here.
Hi, this is a news summary. The Mamponting District Police Command has arrested the proprietor of Big Six Educational Complex, Ifwekwa Sapong, over an alleged case of assault by imprisonment of two basic education certificate examination BACE candidates. The incident, which occurred on 16 June, resulted in the two candidates missing out on the mathematics paper. According to a press release from the police, the proprietor is alleged to have imprisoned the students over failure to pay registration fees for the examination. The arrest was effected after an official complaint was filed by the Education Director for Kwabre East Municipal, Nana Edu Mensah Asari, accompanied by Miss Mavis Otri Anane, who is a Public Relations Officer of the Education Directorate. The police have commenced investigations to establish the facts of the case. Now, more than 60 members of Parliament from the New Patriotic Party, NPP, are currently gathered at the office of a former Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, to affirm their support for his anticipated bid to lead the party into the 2028 general elections. The MPs, drawn from various constituencies across the country, are reported to have held a closed-door meeting with the former vice president on Thursday afternoon. This show of solidarity follows the MPP's recent decision to hold its presidential primary on January 31st, 2026. The move, announced after a National Executive Committee meeting on Tuesday, 17 June, is aimed at giving the party ample time to prepare for the next general elections and to unite around a chosen flag bearer. Dr. Bawumia, who was the party's presidential candidate in the 2024 elections, is widely expected to contest again. The acting chief executive officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, Julius Nikwe Korte, has revealed that his administration inherited massive debts totaling nearly $200 million and 300 million Ghana cedis when they took over operations at the authority. Mr. Korte said the financial state of the DVLA came as a shock, and the figures uncovered pointed to what he described as misplaced priorities under the previous management. While Mr. Korte refrained from pointing fingers directly, he questioned the decisions that led to the current financial burden to ensure full transparency and accountability. He confirmed that an external audit has been initiated. Finally, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chambers of Mines, Dr. Kenneth Ashibe, has delivered a critique of the government's failure to honor its promise to revoke legislative instrument LI 2462, describing the delay as a betrayal of citizen trust and a threat to Ghana's forest reserves. Speaking at a press conference held at the International Press Center, Dr. Ashibe, who also serves as convener of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, recalled that President John Mahama and several senior government officials had made a solemn vow to scrap the LI, which is a regulation that permits mining in protected forest reserves. Despite these assurances, he noted with disappointment that the promised revocation process has yet to begin, even though Parliament has resumed. In what he described as a clear indication that the government is deliberately playing games with citizens, Dr. Ashibe asserted that the continued silence on the matter is deeply worrying. Over to you, Alfred.
Thank you. This morning news on 3news.com. Make some time and visit 3news.com. This is Hot Edition. We're live on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale and also on W93.5 in Wa and beyond. Let's cross over to Parliament right now because Dr. Bosman Asari, a deputy chairperson of the Electoral Commission, is before the House answering questions from members of Parliament over the Abuma North constituency elections that has been stalled. Now, there is no member of Parliament for the Abuma North constituency representing the constituency in this 9th Parliament, and the MPs have been raising concerns about exactly what the Electoral Commission is doing about this. We're going to cross over to Parliament now.
Then the 2024 general elections, presidential, the cost, 3,621,281 cedis and 30 pesos. The date of award of the contract, 24th December 2024. And this was for the 7th December elections, the reprinting of ballots for the eastern and western regions. The next one, 2024 general elections, parliamentary. The cost, 2,442,329 cedis and 59 pesos. The date of award, 24th December 2024. For the 7th December 2024 general parliamentary elections for reprinting of ballots for the eastern and western regions. Mr. Chairman, the first four are in relation to elections the Commission conducted in 2025. The last two relates to the reprinting of ballots for the 7th December 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections for the eastern and western regions. On Friday night, around 10 p.m. on 29th November 2024, the National Security drew the Commission's attention to a presidential ballot paper for the eastern region that had leaked. On Saturday, 30th November 2024, the Commission assessed it and concluded that it was consistent with the actual ballots. On Sunday, 1st December 2024, the Commission met with the political parties under the banner of IPAC, and the decision was taken that because the same printing house printed the presidential and parliamentary ballots for the western region and the parliamentary ballot for the eastern region, there should be a reprinting of the presidential and parliamentary ballot papers for the eastern and western regions. During the IPAC meeting, the EC and IPAC members agreed that the reprinting should be done by the following printing houses: Indolink, Back Press, and Arts Commercials Limited. After the meeting with the political parties, the EC held a press conference where Ghanaians were informed about the reprinting. On Monday, 2nd December 2024, the Commission wrote to the Central Tender Review Committee, the CTRC, for the reprinting of the ballots for the three printing houses who have been selected at the IPAC meeting. The Commission eventually informed the printers to begin the printing on the 2nd of December 2024. In view of the pending elections, the Commission proceeded to reprint that ballot for the western and eastern regions in the absence of a formal approval from the CTRC. If the Commission had not done that, there would be no elections in the presidential and parliamentary elections for the eastern and the western regions. On 24th December, the Central Tender Review Committee granted formal approval to the Commission's request on 2nd December 2024 for the reprinting of the ballots for the said regions due to a reported incidence of leakage of ballot paper. It is instructive to note that the CTRC in their response referred to the letter the Commission sent on the 2nd of December 2024. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honorable Member, any supplementary question?
Indeed, yes, Mr. Chairman. Now, we have just informed this House that you ordered for the printing of the ballot papers that you referenced without receiving prior approval from the PPA. And that amounted to breach of law. The procurement breach of the law, or breach of the procurement law. You agree with me? The question is that he agrees with me that that conduct amounts to a breach of the Procurement Act.
Well. Honorable members, please allow me to handle the House. I don't want these interjections.
You want to answer the question for him? Mr. Chairman.
Have you finished the question?
Oh, hold on. Mr. Chairman, please save me from my brothers. When I asked that the chairperson herself be here, they say no. He's capable of answering. Now he's answering, you are worried. He's answering the question, you are worried.
Honorable Dafiamapo, are you done with the question?
Yes, I've asked the question.
Honorable Deputy Chairman, did you hear the question?
Yes, I heard the question.
Then you can go ahead to answer the question.
There was no breach of the procurement law. There was no breach. The commission wrote to the CTRC on 2nd December, and the elections were supposed to take place on 7th December. In the response by the CTRC, they indicated that we wrote to them on the 2nd of December. And before we printed the ballots, we wrote to the CTRC. So CTRC knew all the printing houses and the specific regions they were printing. So we didn't go to PPA. So it was only appropriate that when we had to withdraw ballots for the eastern and central regions, we had to go back to the same organization that permitted us to engage these printing houses. So as far as we are concerned, there was no breach of the procurement law. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. Honorable members. Yes, Honorable Nelson.
Please. You just told this House that but for ordering that printing of the ballots be done with prior to seeking approval, you would have been behind time. You just said that.
Is that the question?
Yes, that's the question.
Yeah. Deputy Commissioner, you may respond to him.
Yes. We said we had the problem came on the Friday, which was 29th November. Then we met with our parties on Sunday, which was 1st December. And in that meeting, the EC together with the parties identified 3 printers who will be able to do the work within the time available. So, Honorable, if you remember, Mr. Chairman, we had to reschedule the special voting for these 2 regions. So whilst all the other 14 regions were having the special voting, we had to reschedule the one for these particular 2 regions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
If we do a yes or no answer, it will help. Now, please. Now, who was Honorable Deputy Commissioner? If I may have your attention.
The second substantive question.
Speaker Chairman, may you live long. Because a lot of things have been revealed today. Speaker, my second question is in respect to ask the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, what exactly has prevented the Commission from declaring the Abuma North parliamentary results since the December 7th elections? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I would like to start by saying that the Electoral Commission is anxious about completing the Abuma North Parliamentary election results to ensure that the people of Abuma North have a representative in Parliament. As such, we are not relenting and we are not resting on our oars, but we are continuing to engage with the security agencies to ensure that we have the protection to complete the collation. It must be noted that an Accra High Court on 4th January 2025 ruled that the Electoral Commission should go and complete the collation of the results for Tema Central, Abuma North, Okankwe Central, and Techiman South constituencies. We have completed all the constituencies except Abuma North. These are the efforts the Commission has made so far to ensure the completion of the Abuma North parliamentary results since the December 7th elections. On the 9th of December 2024, 15 polling station results were added to the already collated results. All the 54 polling station results, or the pin sheets, were received from the National Democratic Congress. This brought to 219 collated polling station results. On the 21st of December 2024, 25 polling station results were added to the collation process. All the 25 polling station results were received from the New Patriotic Party. It is important to emphasize that the said 25 pink sheets were not scanned pink sheets, but rather carbon copies from the MPP. Even though the NDC collation agents reported late after 10 of the carbon copies had been authenticated by the returning officer, they were also allowed to go through these 10 carbon copies of the results. Consequently, the rest of the remaining 15 carbon copies were authenticated by both the NDC and MPP agents for that day. This brought to 244 collated polling station results. 37 polling station results became outstanding. On the 5th of January, 17 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 17 polling station results, scanned copies, were received from the MPP and confirmed by the NDC agents. This brought to 261 collated polling station results. It should be noted that the decision to accept the scanned pin sheets from the parties was unanimously agreed upon by the Commission and the political parties. This decision was reached as a result of both parties admitting that they no longer have carbon copies of the results in their custody. On the 6th of January, 13 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 13 polling station results were received from the MPP and confirmed by the respective presiding officers of the 13 polling stations. All 13 presiding officers were brought in to verify their signatures and the results on the scanned copies. This brought to 274 collated polling station results. The presiding officers were made to confirm the scanned copy results because the NDC agents refused to confirm them. Once again, on the 8th of January 2025, 4 polling station results were added to the collation. All the 4 polling station results were received from the MPP and confirmed by the respective presiding officers. The presiding officers signed their respective pin sheets to confirm their authenticity. On all of these days, both the NDC and the MPP agents were present and witnessed the confirmation of the scanned pin sheets by the presiding officers. This brought to 278 collated polling station results. So 3 polling stations are outstanding. These are the attempts the Commission has made since this last collation exercise. The Commission on several occasions has made efforts to complete the collation. On the 15th of January 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service, the National Election Security Charge, to inform them that the collation on the 8th of January was not complete and requested for security to enable the EC to complete it on Friday, the 17th of January. In a press release dated 17th January, the Commission was informed by the police that per the intelligence available to them, the exercise should be put on hold. As a result of inadequate security, party supporters invaded the old office of the Commission and destroyed properties of the Commission, which included furniture, doors, and louver blades. Again, on 26 January 2025, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service and the National Election Security Task Force requesting for a meeting on the completion of the collation process. In a response to our letter, the Ghana Police Service indicated that to ensure a peaceful and successful exercise, the Election Security Task Force has begun the consultative process for a convenient date and time for the meeting with all stakeholders associated with the exercise, scheduled to be held at the National Police Headquarters. On the 4th of February, the Commission wrote to the NEST, informing them of the National Election Security Task Force, informing them of the Commission readiness to attend the proposed meeting aimed at discussing the collation. Again, in a letter dated on 17 February, the Commission wrote to the Ghana Police Service to inform them about the urgent need to conclude the collation process, hence the request for adequate security. This was after the conclusion of the 2 outstanding Council of State elections for the Northeast and Ashanti regions on Monday, 17 February 2025. The Commission invited political parties to an IPAC meeting on 26 February 2025 and followed it up with another meeting with the MPP and the NDC on Thursday, 13th March 2025. The NDC at the meeting raised some issues and followed it up with a letter to the Commission to address the issues raised in their letter. The Commission responded to all the issues raised by the NDC in their letters dated 17th March and 30th April 2025. Among the issues raised were the lack of invitation to participate in the collation process, denial of involvement in the collation of the 25 scanned pink sheets on the 21st of December 2024, and concerns about the use of scanned pink sheets purportedly from the New Patriotic Party during the collation on 5th January 2025. On 28th March, the Commission again wrote to the Ghana Police Service and informed them about the 3 polling station results which are still outstanding and the need to complete the collation. In the same letter, the Commission requested a meeting at the earliest convenience of the Security Task Force to agree on a date for the completion of the collation. At the scheduled meeting on the 10th of April 2025, the Commission was informed that the IGP had traveled to Boku as a result of the conflict and will be briefed on its return. On 2nd May 2025, the Commission wrote to the Election Security Task Force requesting a meeting on Thursday, 8th May 2025 to discuss the collation. At the scheduled meeting on the 8th May 2025, the collation process was scheduled to be completed on 15th May 2025 at the old headquarters of the Commission. Before the date for the collation, the police invited the Electoral Commission for a meeting on 13th May 2025 and informed the Electoral Commission that there was a pending case at the Supreme Court with respect to the Abuma North constituency, and further indicated that because of the legal process at the Supreme Court, they were unable to provide security to the Commission for the completion of the collation, since that will amount to contempt of court.
3FM 92.7.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Nelson Echedamfiamapo.
Speaker, that was a long answer to a very short question.
Let's hear the owner of the question if he has any supplementary questions. Yes, honorable member.
Speaker,
any
let
supplementary
me
questions?
anchor my supplementary questions on Article 45C of the Constitution. Speaker. Speaker Chairman, with your leave, let me read. The Electoral Commission shall have the following functions. C, to conduct and supervise all public elections and referenda. Speaker, the answers provided to this very short question by the Electoral Commission are firmly anchored within Article 45C of the Constitution. They have the mandate to organize, conduct, and supervise our public elections. The implied powers are also that where you organize a public election and in pursuance of Regulation 36 of CI 127, it got disrupted, you have the power to organize a rerun of the elections. You agree with me? Are you the Electoral Commissioner? Nyindam, are you the Electoral Commissioner? If Sibylla, go and take the seat.
Honorable,
Go and take the seat.
Honorable Dafiamapo, please address the chair.
Mr. Chairman, Honorable Nyindam, you are ignored. Electoral Commissioner, you agree with me that in pursuance of Article 45C of the Constitution and also in consonance with Regulation 36 of CI 127, where you exercise your mandate to conduct, organize, and supervise public elections, and same got disrupted by no fault of the commission, you have the power to call for a rerun or reorganize that particular public elections. You agree with me?
Is that the question? Yes, Deputy Commissioner, you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. In as much as I agree
yes
with...
or no, then you can explain.
No, it's not yes or no. In as much we...
Hold on. Honorable Dafiamapo. Honorable Dafiamapo. Honorable Dafiamapo. Honorable Nelson Dafiamapo. Honorable member, please. Honorable member, please, you ask the question. You don't have the right to direct how the question be answered. So just ask the question, and the officer, in this case, the deputy chairman, deputy commissioner, will respond. So please don't direct the way you should answer the questions. So, deputy, you may go on to answer the question.
Chairman, thank you. I was going to make the point that if in the wisdom of the commission there should be a rerun, the commission would do that. But in the Ablekuma instance, the evidence of the results, we had the same instance in Dobe-Kwabenya. We even went to the extent of collecting the tally cards from the agents of the parties. So Ablekuma North, we haven't reached the point where the commission will say we don't have the results. So when we try and we cannot get the results, that's when we will resort. So the rerun will be a last option. So once we get to that point, we will do. But as we speak now, the commission is ready to proceed with the collation. We just need the support of the security agencies to enable us complete it. Thank you.
Very well. Yes, Honorable Dafiamapo. May you shift to other.
Chairman, the deputy commissioner misunderstood my question. Please. He misunderstood my question. My question was not to ask him to rerun the Abuma North elections, parliamentary elections. I situate my question within the law and to ask him whether the commission has the power that where they organize any public election and it got disrupted, whether they have no power to order for a rerun. That's why I said yes or no, then he could explain, and they won't permit me. So he proceeded to speak about Abuma North. That was not the gravamen of my question.
So can he go on to answer that question?
Yes. I want to hear him answer that question.
Administratively, I will say yes.
Great.
Yes. Next question.
Mr. Speaker, no, I don't have the last question. No, it's not even about leader.
Honorable member, just listen to me, please. Go on and answer. Ask the question.
Mr. Chairman, please. I've spent some time in this house, and I know when leadership on the other side, when they are doing this, I know how they do it. Mr. Speaker, my question is this. The Electoral Commission has just told us that upon the conclusion of the elections in Abuma North in respect of the parliamentary elections, they could not account for some pink sheets. They could not. To the extent that they had to accept 25 scanned carbon copies from the MPP. To the extent that the Electoral Commission says that they have accepted scanned carbon copies from the New Patriotic Party. Mr. Speaker, this fact is not supported in the laws that govern the organization of our public elections. It does not. Speaker, let me read CI 127 in respect of
Honorable
Regulation 43.
Can you ask the question?
Speaker,
you've laid the foundation.
I am laying the foundation to make a point. It's supplementary. I've been here. Your supplementaries were like 10 minutes just to build it.
Honorable, go ahead. And
Mr. Speaker, Regulation 43 is head noted Declaration and Publication of Parliamentary Election Results. 43.1, subject to Regulation 42, immediately after the results of the poll for all the polling stations in the constituency of the returning officer, have been given to the returning officer, and the returning officer shall, in the presence of the candidates or the representative of the candidate, or no more than 2 counting agents appointed by each candidate, assemble the results from the polling stations without recounting the ballots in the ballot boxes, except where there is a challenge by a candidate or a counting agent in respect of a specific ballot box. B, fill the parliamentary election results summary sheet as set out in Form 1D of the schedule. Speaker, the procedure provided for declaring the parliamentary results as set out in Regulation 43 of CI 127 is very clear. It's very clear.
So what is the question, please?
So the question is that where you have pink sheets of the Electoral Commission tainted, they cannot be accepting any other electoral pink sheets from any other political party. Speaker,
honorable member.
Speaker, please.
Honorable
Speaker, so I am putting it to him. That the story. Listen, please.
Honorable Dafiamepo.
Speaker, please
ask the question.
Chairman, please. I am putting it to him that listen to the question. I am putting it to him. You are a layman, so you will appreciate it. Putting it to him by way of question. Mr. Speaker, I am putting it to the Electoral Commissioner that the story that they took scanned carbon copies in the absence of the officially designated pink sheets from the Electoral Commission is irregular in terms of Regulation 43. And therefore, it has no basis to be counted and to be factored into the declaration of the results.
Honorable Dafiamepo,
I put that to him.
Is it a statement or a question?
You're still live here on Hot Edition. This is the coverage of the Parliament proceedings. The Deputy Chair of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asari, is there before the members of Parliament answering questions about the Abuma North stalled elections, and the Education Minister, the Honourable Haruna Idrisu, is also on his feet right now to ask questions of the Deputy EC Chair. Let's cross over to Parliament now, hear from him.
Honorable Harun Idrisu.
So you pick. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and leaders. Mine is just one of 3 observations, but Mr. Speaker, they will come in a question form before I make my proposition. Mr. Electoral Commissioner, are you aware that declaration of resource is governed by law?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Yes, please.
And are you aware that the law that allows you to declare resource defines where resource should be declared?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Is a police station one of those entities lawfully allowed where you should declare resource?
Deputy Commissioner.
No, the question again.
Is a police station where results should be declared by the Electoral Commission in accordance with law and the constitutional instrument guiding your conduct of elections, whether presidential or parliamentary?
At times, circumstances allow that.
No, Mr. Speaker. You see, Mr. Speaker, that's why ordinarily I waited to listen. This House, Parliament, is the guardian of human rights and freedoms. And Parliament is the guardian of fundamental freedoms. And Parliament is the guardian of independent constitutional bodies. And now my observation, so that you understand where I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, let's not take these matters for granted. If you have 276 constituencies of the Republic, you declare results with outstanding 9, and you have the comfort to sleep and wait for 1 or 2 weeks or more to declare the rest. Do you know what will happen to our democracy if you had something akin to 2020? Do you know what will happen to our democracy? That you declare results and you have up to 9 constituencies, regardless. I'm not interested in who won the seat, but you have an independent electoral commission. You are to declare results. And Mr. Speaker, that resource has an implication and consequence on the balance of power. On the balance of power. And the states, whether executive or parliamentary, assuming what would have happened to the country if we were not well behaved, that a certain portion of the population, one is aware that they have no elected representative in parliament, unacceptable. More so, they have to wait more than 30 days, 20 days for the Electoral Commission to do that. Mr. Speaker, it's about their integrity. For me, that's even shameful that today you are coming because Parliament have summoned you. What's the state of integrity of the Commission? That you conduct an election and you want to hold on.
Honorable Minister for Education, thank you. I think appropriate time.
No? Okay. No worries.
Honorable members,
to be you.
Honorable members, I have allowed him. So I have allowed him to speak because of his standing. But at least, honorable members, he has already asked 3 questions. He's now advising, and I think the commissioner was brought here to answer questions. Please, at appropriate forum, we will give him the opportunity to do what he's doing. But for now, I think we have done that. So can we now go to the leadership? Okay, let me give former minister for.
This live here on Hot Edition. You just heard Haruna Idrisu, the education minister, there, also asking questions of the Electoral Commission. Now we're going to hear from Alexander Penyomaking, who is on his feet. You've heard the second deputy speaker of Parliament, who's presiding over the business of the House, talk about the leadership of the House. Now also going to ask questions.
We have a lot of it, so don't look at them. Look at me and go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I was coming to this very important point and the commissioner has managed to take the wind out of my very good sail. But it needs emphasis that although the candidate of the MPP, Mr. Mike Okwe Jr., objected and protested, he lawfully exercised those rights without coming to your offices to obstruct, thereby you declaring for the other candidate, because I was indeed at the time, an authorized officer from our party to coordinate the process. We disagreed, and I said no, but you had relied on precedents to say that it is the only way, and we agreed. That said, I want to know from you, these 3 polling stations you mentioned, you also talked about the presiding officers who appended their signatures having to confirm. May I know from you whether these 3 polling station scan sheets have had their presiding officers confirming their signatures on the pink sheet?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner,
when it comes to the parliamentary elections, the one in charge is the returning officer. From the engagement we have with the returning officer, he tells us he's ready to complete the process. So if the returning officer tells us he's ready, then I believe that he should have what it takes to complete the process. Thank you.
Yes. This is question 4.
No problem. This is the 4th.
Yeah, this is the 4th.
No, that's okay. Mr. Deputy Commissioner, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, a very respected senior member of this House, whose politics started way before this August House, and as a senior member, former leader and now education minister, he's raised a very important constitutional issue, which matter has received the blessing of another senior member, Honorable Dominic Nitiwu, to the effect that as a constitutional body, you owe a sacred duty to the Constitution and to the people. All you've said today tells us one thing: you are ready. Now, is there any lesser price to pay? Is there any lesser price to pay than to discharge your duty and suffer any punishment for it? Because, Mr. Chairman, the Deputy Commissioner is saying that all they need is police protection. But in the fight for civil liberties and in the protection of rights and freedoms, people have suffered for it. I want to ask you, don't you think that you can take the moral high ground with all the confirmations done, like you did in the Domiko Abenya? Domiko Abenya, when you were declaring, there was no police. I was available. Domiko Abenya, there was no police. You, a party protested, but you proceeded. So don't you think that on the strength of what Mr. Idrisu and Mr. Nitiwu have advised, coupled with the very point I'm making, you as a commission can boldly proceed to conclude this so that Ghanaians will see that the police has delayed you and you had proceeded to do your constitutional duty even at the peril of your life. Don't you think that you would have to proceed on that part?
Yes, Deputy Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I think the Commission has looked at several options, and the Commission came to the conclusion that we think it will be in the best interest of the Commission and the country to have all the parties on the same page for us to make progress. So we think that, and we coming here is an excellent opportunity for us, for the House, to ensure that all of us are on the same page, because we believe that we have come very far as a country, and this is something we should be able to agree in the interest of our country's democracy. Thank you.
I'll give the final question, yes.
Mr. Commissioner, although I find this your response quite rich and curious, the rules of engagement now do not permit me to go on a certain path with you. But if you're talking about collective cooperation of parties to give a certain positive signal, then the suggestion out there that the Commission was not fair in the matter of Michael Okwe Jr. of Domiko Abenya will suffice because you are anchoring your reason. You are anchoring your reason on the grounds of fairness, that the Commission wants both parties to be available. But in the Domiko Abenya, in a similar way, one party protested and was not available, but you proceeded to declare. So don't you think that, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, I laid the foundation, let me finish. Don't you think that the path you are choosing, that until all the parties are available, will amount to EC itself sidestepping its precedents in the Domiko Abenya situation, and that EC would be acting unfair to Mr. Michael Okwe, who protested and who objected and who disagreed, and EC insisted that, well, this is the right path, and you proceeded without him.
Deputy Commissioner, if you are minded, you can respond. If you are not,
I think there is an aspect I would like to speak to.
Mr. Chairman, Order 89(1) does not permit a supplementary question to introduce a new matter that was not contained in the original question. That is the rule. The leader must learn to play by the rules. He can't introduce Domiko Abenya into this matter. If he's minded, he should file his own question on Domiko Abenya, like I have done in respect of Abuma North. Then we interrogate it. But he cannot be suggesting that a wrong was done in the declaration of Domiko Abenya. It wasn't contained in the original question. The law does not permit him to do that.
Well. Honorable Deputy Commissioner, that's why I'm giving those. If you are mindful to respond, fine. Other than that, I'll ask the leader to file a separate question. Are you responding?
Mr. Chairman,
yes, please.
Okay,
yes,
let's.
I think what I want to say is that
you've asked the question, please. You've asked the question. You let me respond.
Mr. Speaker, I'm concerned. Mr. Speaker, please. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable,
Mr. Speaker,
please, you listen to me.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, you didn't call the chief whip. I'm drawing your attention to a matter. You didn't call the chief whip, yet he came in to make a determination on a matter. I beg of you, Mr. Speaker, we all want to play it fair. We all want to play it fair. When a question is asked, you've asked him to answer. All right? You've asked him to answer. Let us play the rule fairly. The man, he referred to Domiko. Mr. Speaker,
have you finished?
He referred to Domiko Abenya in his answer. He copiously referred to Domiko Abenya, and that is the reason why I asked Domiko Abenya in the supplementary. Mr. Speaker, let's play fair.
So am I not playing fair? He just got up, spoke, Yet I asked the Deputy Commissioner to respond to the question. It means he didn't hear me before speaking. So I've asked the Deputy Commissioner to go ahead and respond to you. So, Deputy Whip, please.
Speaker, with your leave, let me read Order 89.1.
Honorable
Speaker,
member.
Please, bear me out. Order 89.1 is to the effect that as soon as the question is answered, any member, beginning with the member who asks the question, may, without notice, ask a supplementary question for further clarification of any matter or fact on the answer, but a supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question.
Honorable member.
So if you stand here and say that in his answer he introduced a matter, that is an answer. The rule says you cannot introduce a matter not included in the original question.
Honorable member.
So the leader should also learn to play by the rules.
I'm sitting here trying to be fair to every side. The commissioner, in responding to the question, made reference to Dome Kwabenya. So if somebody, honorable, please allow me, please. He made reference to Dome Kwabenya. So if somebody is also asking a question and relating it to Dome Kwabenya, I think it is fair. That is why I'm asking him to respond. Honorable Deputy Commissioner, please respond to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think I made the point that the Commission would wish that both the MPP and the NDC are on board and we move. However, what is very, very important is that we need the police protection. Once we have the police protection, we proceed. So for that one is the most important thing to us. Then we do our work because per the law, we are mandated to do that. So once the police assure us that they are going to do their work, we are not so much interested in party A or party B. We just go ahead and do our work. But we would wish that all the parties are on the same page. Thank you.
You're still live here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. We're also on Kesmi 107.1 in Tamale and on W93.5 in NY and beyond. Mahama Yarga, the majority leader, is also now going to take his turn to ask questions of the Electoral Commission Deputy Chair, who is there answering questions specifically on the Abuma North constituency. We don't know, that constituency does not have representation in this 9th Parliament because the Electoral Commission is yet to declare a winner of that parliamentary election in that constituency. And this is what Mama Yarga has also been talking about. Let's cross over to Parliament now.
Honorable Leader, you may take your last question.
Yeah, this house is ready to support you. Initially, when the minority raised the issue, I assured the minority that I will go and find out exactly what happened. I went to the police.
Honorable members, let's give hearing to the leader of the House.
Mr. Speaker, this house must at all times endeavor to take sides to enforce justice based on facts that we are not in doubt. Now, you are saying that when it became difficult, you invited the presiding officers so that they could confirm and authenticate their signatures on the scanned copies. I went to the police, and the police who were present indicated to me that on 2 or 3 or 4 occasions, some of the presiding officers actually raised questions about the authenticity of the signatures. I was there. I spoke to the police directly, and 2 or 3 or 4 of the presiding officers raised questions about the authenticity. But you went ahead and ruled and admitted those scanned pink sheets. Now, if you ask me to side with you, I can only do so when I hear from those presiding officers, and I also try and establish the authenticity of the scanned copies. So I'm simply asking, is it okay with you if this House takes steps to authenticate the things that you have said in this House today, based on which we can take a decision as a House?
Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Chairman, what at the Electoral Commission, what we strongly believe is that we don't think per the creation of the Electoral Commission, it will be appropriate for Parliament to be seen to be meddling in the affairs of the, especially regarding a constituency resource. What we believe is that we have a committee in Parliament that we report to, and we believe that that committee must support us to do the lawful things we are supposed to do. Mr. Chairman, I remember in one of the some of the presiding officers you indicated they raised certain objections, etc. I remember one of them, the person said, "Oh, as for the figures, everything is excellent, but I don't remember a ballot being rejected in that place." So you realize that the returning officer and the officials there, at times when you object to something, they have the power to continue with the process, and it's what we've been doing as a country. So we think that, again, the House must support us to get the police to provide the necessary security so that we can complete the process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable Deputy Chairman, is a 3 polling station, depending on how it will go, will it affect the results for the candidates?
Yes, please. The 3 polling stations will affect the out. No, we've not completed, so we still need the 3 polling stations to complete the exercise. Thank you.
I'm asking this question because at a certain point in time, you can go ahead to even declare results whilst other polling stations are still pending.
As we cannot declare now. Thank you.
Well. Honorable members, on behalf of the House, I would like to thank the Deputy Commissioner and his team. Well. So we have the Deputy Commissioner,
the Director of Elections.
Okay, let me give you the opportunity to introduce your team.
So, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I came with the Director of Election, Mr. Benjamin Banobio, and the Head of Procurement, Mr. Kofi Chidodu. Thank you.
Honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, I made a mistake by addressing him Deputy Commissioner, and I sent you a note that no, colleagues, please.
Honorable members, he wants to say that he addressed him chairman instead of deputy commissioner. I
addressed him as a deputy commissioner. The man is deputy chair, and I want the record to reflect. That one too is an issue.
I myself
He's a deputy chair. He's not a deputy commissioner.
Well. I myself have been saying deputy commissioner. So correction made. Thank you so much. So honorable members, on behalf of the House, let me thank the Deputy Chair of the Electoral Commission and his team for attending upon the House to respond.
There's been a live coverage of the Electoral Commission Deputy Chairperson, Dr. Bosman Asari, appearing before the Parliament and members of Parliament having to answer questions on the Abuma North constituency. That election declaration has stalled since December 7. Abuma North is the only constituency that does not have representation in this 9th Parliament. The Electoral Commission is yet to declare who won that parliamentary elections in the Abuma North constituency. The last time there was an attempt to collate and declare the winner of the Abuma North elections, there was some near scuffle and misunderstanding. The Electoral Commission has been requesting for police protection to finish the collation. According to the Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asari, there are 3 polling station results that are yet to be collated. 3 minutes after 6, stay with us here on Hot Edition. We're back with the business news after this quick break. Stay with us.
Hello, Ghana. It's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready, Ghana. The road is calling. The wheels are spinning. It's the 3FM Tour du Ghana, happening Saturday, 21st June, 2025. From the heart of Accra to the border town of Aflao, we are paddling for the planet in a thrilling 192-kilometer ride across Ghana's scenic Eastern Corridor. Whether you're a scenic cyclist or a passionate paddle pusher, it's your moment to shine. Form your teams, grab your helmets, and race for glory in Ghana's biggest cycling showdown. Challenge your limits, conquer the distance, ride for sustainability, be part of history. To register, call 053-1100-927 or 053-2200-927.
3FM Tour de Ghana is proudly sponsored by Malta Guinness, Fruitelli, Curd.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the business news on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. Coming up tonight, Bank of Ghana unveils strategic reforms to rebuild credibility and address balance sheet challenges after it recorded consecutive losses. I am Bismarck Ausa. Let's settle for the details. The Bank of Ghana says as the country's macroeconomic indicators continue to show signs of improvement, it is also taking steps to rebuild its credibility by addressing challenges on its balance sheet. The central bank posted an operating loss of 9.49 billion cedis in 2024, following a restated loss of 13.23 billion cedis in 2023. Speaking at an event organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers, Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama outlined a 3-point agenda aimed at strengthening the bank's strategic position.
So at the Bank of Ghana, we have recommitted to these principles. With inflation now below 19%, and we expect inflation to go down to below 12% by the end of the year. Our international reserves are improving, and the cedi showing relative stability. We are cautiously optimistic, but we are not complacent. The bank is pursuing 3 imperatives to anchor our credibility. And the first is to rebuild our own balance sheet through strict expenditure controls and prudent reserve management. Second, we are refining our monetary policy toolkits, including the deployment of forward guidance and improved liquidity forecasting. The third one is enhancing our policy transparency to restore public and market trust.
And that was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama. Meanwhile, the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana is calling on industry players to familiarize themselves with artificial intelligence, AI, in order to take advantage of emerging employment opportunities. While acknowledging that AI could disrupt the job market and lead to some job losses, the Institute noted that it also offers new avenues for enhanced productivity that must be fully harnessed. Chief Executive of the Institute, Robert Jatto, emphasized the need for continuous skills development to remain relevant in an increasingly digital business environment.
We all know AI, and the question is, will AI take over our jobs? I saw statistics which shows that 87 million people will lose their jobs because of AI, but also inherent in that is that 97 million jobs will be created. Question is, what skills will be required to play effectively? And that's what is informing this program. The truth is that the business models of banks, the operating models of banks are under attack from fintechs, tech giants. If banks don't exist, I don't exist as an institute. Perhaps we may not have the central bank, but we have to be ahead of that curve. And that's the reality we face today. So this program, the Digital Academy, is really designed to address some skills and competencies that we all need. And sometime 2 years ago, we asked a number of CEOs and heads of HRs to say, what are the current skills gaps that you have, but what are the future skills that you need? And this is what they've said: innovation, data, technology, empathy, customer centricity.
And that was Chief Executive of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, Robert Jatto. Moving on, global ratings agency Fitch has outlined conditions that could trigger a downgrade of Ghana's newly upgraded credit rating, warning that renewed liquidity pressures, weak fiscal reforms, and falling reserves could undermine the country's debt repayment ability. This comes shortly after Fitch improved Ghana's rating to B- with a stable outlook, citing some progress in macroeconomic reforms under the IMF program. The following 3 Business News Desk report has the details. The latest from global credit ratings agency Fitch Ratings points to potential threats to Ghana's improved sovereign rating just days after the country earned a credit upgrade to B- with a stable outlook. The UK-based firm says the upgrade reflects progress in fiscal and economic reforms, but warns of several risk factors that could reverse this trend. Top among them are renewed liquidity pressures, possibly due to weaker fiscal consolidation or rising contingent liabilities that could undermine the government's ability to meet its debt obligations. Fitch also flagged reduced confidence in Ghana's capacity to refinance maturing debt, especially if efforts to reopen the local currency bond market stall. On the external front, Ghana faces vulnerability to falling international reserves, particularly if current account deficits widen. On the upside, Fitch notes that sustained debt reduction under a credible medium-term fiscal strategy and a build-up of reserves closer to peers could support a future upgrade. Meanwhile, the country's ceiling remains at B- indicating no significant restrictions on capital transfers, but Ghana scored poorly on political stability under Fitch's ESG assessments due to governance weaknesses. And that was a 3 Business News Desk report on global ratings agency Fitch warning of downgrade risks for Ghana despite recent B- credit rating upgrade, citing fiscal, liquidity, and governance concerns. Before we go, fuel prices at the pumps have dropped again, bringing relief to motorists across Ghana. Several oil marketing companies, including Star Oil and Shell, have slashed prices of petrol below 12 cedis per litre. But the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies warns the current respite may be short-lived due to rising geopolitical tension. There is more in the following 3 Business News Desk report. Fuel prices in Ghana continue to ease, with more oil marketing companies reducing prices at the pumps. Star Oil has slashed the price of petrol by 20 pesos, now selling at 11 cedis 57 pesos per litre. This comes after earlier downward adjustments by major players like Shell, which is also retailing petrol below the 12 cedi mark. It's the 7th consecutive price drop in recent weeks, bringing temporary relief to commercial drivers and private car owners who have been grappling with high transport costs. However, the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAC, says the downward trend may not last. COMAC warns that rising tensions in the Middle East, particularly the ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran, could spark fresh increases in crude oil prices on the global market, affecting Ghana's next pricing window. If prices go up, it will mark the first fuel price hike after nearly 2 months of steady decline. And that was a 3 Business News Desk report on fuel prices continuing downward trend, but oil marketing companies warning global tensions could reverse gains. And that brings us to the end of the Business News on Hot Edition with me, Bismarck Awusa. For more business stories, please check out our website 3news.com. Up next is sports. Please stay.
Ready, Ghana, the road is
a journey of Pan-Africanism and consciousness. It is your regular taxi driver with the urban blend and 3FM 92.7 in living stereo every day, Monday to Friday from 12:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. This is the show everybody listens to, so your business will certainly do well here. My name, Black Rasta. I am the rootical, heretical, Don Gargan, Mua Fire, come forward. Atinga ya chika fankare, Azure ya chika fankare, Abama ta chika fankare.
3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Well, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7 with me, Oreku Ampafo. We do start off from one of the shining lights of the Black Stars in recent times, and that's Christopher Bonsuba, who has become one of Ghana's youngest bright talent in the national team in the past month, especially shining at the Unity Cup in London in games against Nigeria and Trinidad and Tobago. My colleague Akosia J, in an exclusive interview with the winger, explored his connection with his late mother, his motivations, and his tenure with the Black Stars.
Christopher Bonsuba carries the memory of his late mother close to his heart. With a tattoo of her on his arm and a cherished piece of jewelry around her neck, her presence remains a guiding force in his life. Her passing in 2022 was a heartbreaking chapter for the young footballer, who was still carving out his path in the sport. Now a key player at Belgian side Genk, the Kumasi-born winger wishes she were here to witness the success her sacrifices helped build.
I can say she means everything to me because she has been my inspiration. Growing up, I wanted to be a footballer. She has been supporting me through the hard times and everything. So when I heard she was not around, I was just broke down. So I think wherever I go, she's with me. So that's why anywhere I go, anywhere I move, I go with her. Yeah, I was hoping she will be alive so she can witness what's going on this time. But everything happens for a reason, so I can't say much.
His journey hasn't been without challenges. From his early days at Shooting Stars in Accra to a stint with Sarpsborg 08 in Norway, Bonsu's rise to prominence in the Belgian Pro League has been marked by resilience.
3FM
He draws deep inspiration from the late Christian Achu, whom he idolized.
Christian Achu, not in Ghana, in the whole world.
In the whole world?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he inspires us a lot. Because Christian Achu is a top player. May he so rest in peace. Top player, legend, and we have been watching him, and I've been watching how he plays and how he works and give everything for the team or for the nation.
Breaking into the national team is no easy feat, but Bonsu's second call-up during the Unity Cup was a dream realized. He credits Black Stars captain Jordan Ayew and Thomas Partey for helping him settle in and build confidence within the squad.
Before our game against Chad or here in Accra, I went to Jordan's room to have a little advice and ask him how should I play or how. So I think he is very, very friendly, very, very good guy because they don't show, they just open up and express their feelings and make you feel okay, you are part of the team, just enjoy the moment. Yeah.
As the World Cup approaches, Bonsu remains laser-focused on delivering another standout season, hoping to earn a spot on the final call-up and continue honoring his mother's legacy through his performances.
Well, that was a story on Christopher Bonsu by my colleague Akosia Eje. Let's move from one young talent in the Black Stars to the other and talk about Lawrence Ejekum. Following his maiden call-up for the Black Stars in March in 2026 in the World Cup qualifiers against Chad and Madagascar, the Cercle Bruges midfielder has shared the moment that he made his debut, saying that he was very excited. Now, he revealed this in an exclusive interview with 3 Sports.
I was really, really excited. When I was in Waf, I was looking forward to playing in under 17. When I came to Salzburg, maybe under 20, and then when I didn't get those opportunities, for me, I felt that okay, maybe God was hiding me and then preparing me for a bigger stage. So when I got the first call to the national team, I was really, really excited and grateful. Yeah. At the moment, I just have to focus on my development in my club team. When you play well in your club team, you can also get a call-up you will get a call-up in your national team. So I'm focused more on my club team to develop as much as I can so I can continue to get access to the national team. When the year started, I was looking forward to the next call-up in March. When we were in January, I was looking for the next call-up that I will be inside. So when the list came and I didn't see my name inside, wow, I was a little bit concerned, but I'm also a type of person that waits for my time. When it's yours, it's definitely going to be yours. So I kept praying and hoping until the next call came, and then, yeah.
And so that was Lawrence Ejekum also speaking to 3 Sports. To another Black Stars player, that's Jonas Ejete, who's a centre-back with FC Basel, has also been speaking with 3 Sports. And he talks about the opportunity to have the chance to play in the Champions League next season. Now, after he helped Basel to the Swiss Super League title last season, the club would feature in the playoffs for the Champions League. And the Ghanaian defender opens up on what playing in the competition potentially will mean to him.
It's a great honor to play a Champions League. And then we play playoff. I'm just playing. Everything goes on well, and then we can fit in.
3FM 92.7.
That is given to both teams. So I'm just praying we get the win, and then we can fit in. For me to play for Champions League, it's a very great honor. For me, I'm a United fan, so I always watch United. But United, we don't do that well. So I always watch Real Madrid, and then I just go to enjoy watching football because my team doesn't progress a little bit, So I just watch. Since I'm a footballer as well, I need to learn certain things and understand.
Now that was Jonas Ejete, who also made his Black Stars debut in the past year. But before we go, let's head to Europe now, where newly appointed Spurs manager Thomas Frank says he's looking forward to build a winning culture in the club. Frank replaced Ange Postecoglou, who ended Spurs' 17-year wait for a trophy last season.
Huge congratulations to the club, to the team. Huge congratulations to Ange. So he forever be a legend in Tottenham, and congratulations to him for that. I think it's very important to understand that we all stand on the shoulders of others. So I'm going in on the foundation that Ange have built and his coaching staff, and I'm very humble about that. And I'll do my very best to continue the great work you've put in. But the feeling and the excitement and the joy and the happiness you could see in the fans' face and the pictures you saw was wow. So hopefully we can create more of those moments. That will be the ultimate dream, to do that and build on that.
Well, that was Thomas Frank, who's the new coach of Tottenham Hotspur, bringing an end to the sports segment here on Hot Edition on TFM 92.7. If you're after some more sports updates, you can follow us on social media at 3SportsGH.
Ready, Ghana. The road is calling. The wheels are spinning. It's the 3FM Tour du Ghana, happening Saturday, 21st June, 2025. From the heart of Accra to the border town of Aflao, we are paddling for the planet in a thrilling 192-kilometer ride across Ghana's scenic Eastern Corridor. Whether you're a scenic cyclist or a passionate paddle pusher, it's your moment to shine. Form your teams, grab your helmets, and race for glory in Ghana's biggest cycling showdown. Challenge your limits, conquer the distance, ride for sustainability, be part of history. To register, call 053-1100-927 or 053-2200-927.
3FM Tour de Ghana is proudly sponsored by Malta Guinness, Fruitelli, Kerr Naturals, Winter's Special Gari Mix, Kaya Hawk Bicycle by Trans-Sahara Industries, and partnered by Ghana Cycling Federation, DHL, Whoopee Car Rental, proudly powered by 3FM 92.7 and TV3.
Accra, Ghana, Africa, and worldwide. Join us on Inspirational Gospel Mix this and every Sunday, 8 p.m. 3FM.
What is your favorite scripture?
Well, my favorite scripture is Romans 8:28, and it says, all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord. Kwame, that is absolutely my favorite scripture.
Yes, your inspirational gospel mix, a moment to get inspired with the best of inspirational songs and interviews to get you prepared for the new week. Every Sunday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. with me, your big brother, Kwame Adu, mixing G, mixing gospel. You can't miss it. You are blessed as you listen. 3FM 92.7.
And you're also live here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. Also on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale on W93.5 and Y and beyond. Before we go, the Ghana Coalition Against Illegal Mining has expressed disappointment over what it described as the Mahama-led government's lack of commitment to repeal the legislative instrument that's LI 2462, which permits mining and logging activities in forest reserves. Addressing a news conference earlier today, the coalition convener, engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe, stated that it is still not too late for government to revoke the law.
The government must fulfill the promise to revoke LI 2462.
3FM.
The government made a solemn vow to the people of Ghana that LI 2462, the legal instrument that opened our forest reserves to mining, will be revoked, not amended, but scrapped entirely. This was communicated through several public declarations by His Excellency the President himself before and after the 2024 elections, echoed by government officials, including the Minister of State for Government Communications, the Minister of Communications, and the CEO of the Gold Board on the 23rd of April 2025. In fact, as recently as 8th of May 2025, Professor Jerry S. Waikuma, Special Advisor to the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, equivocably stated, and I quote, the President had listened to the concerns of the citizenry and the CSOs and has directed that the LI be revoked in its entirety. We are therefore disappointed that although the promise was made that the process to revoke LI would begin immediately Parliament resumes, however, to the best of our knowledge and belief, which was confirmed yesterday when members of the coalition met the chairperson of the subsidiary legislative committee, that there's no order of business of Parliament capturing this critical item. In our considered view, this demonstrates a lack of commitment by the government to carry out the revocation through. And it's a clear indication that the government is deliberately playing games with the citizens on this matter. Our demand for revocation of LI 2462 still stands to safeguard Ghana's forest and ecosystem services they provide for generations to come. We will not accept an amendment that responds to the interests of certain individuals, not taking into account the interests of the nation.
Engineer Dr. Ken Ashigbe ending Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7, also on Kesme 107.1 in Tamale. Join me at 10 p.m. on TV3 for Ghana Tonight. I am Alfred Ocansey.
And I am Christabel Success Treve.